everyday look, like something you can literally throw on in less than 2 minutes and be out the door, go into carpool, or not even just carpool, like run it. If you have to walk in like me, like a hot mess express, like you're late, then you have to walk into preschool, so you can't be in your pajamas. So we're gonna go from a natural everyday look that you can go wear every day, and then step it up to do like a naturally smoky eye, and then I'll show you how to do a real Holyfield smoky eye. Okay, so the first, and I'm also going to use colors that I believe, in my opinion, look great on everybody. Doesn't matter the skin type, doesn't matter the age, it looks great on everyone. Is that better? Like, can y'all see me better? I'm just going to literally be in the dark. Okay, so the first color that I'm going to be using is Mocha Java Shimmer. Now, sorry, you can't see that. One thing that you have to know with our ShadowSense is, well, my phrase that I have coined is throw everything you've ever learned about makeup since we were teenagers. Throw everything you've ever learned about traditional makeup and traditional skincare, because that's where I came from. I've been a professional makeup artist for over 20 years. I started out with Lancome, transitioned to Bobbi Brown, and then eventually traveled with Laura Mercier as a national artist with Laura Mercier herself. So I know makeup. That's the one thing I know. And I have never partnered myself with any company ever until SeneGence, because I always wanted to know, I always wanted to have my own skincare and cosmetic company, but that just wasn't in the card. So if I could create my own skincare, which if you haven't checked the skincare out, you have to do that, because makeup is great, but if your skin doesn't look good, that doesn't shine through. So I've never partnered myself until this, because I always wanted to have my own skincare and makeup company, and then I saw the actual quality and amazing of these products, and I knew I had to partner with it. So the first thing, so anyways, throw everything you've ever learned about traditional makeup and skincare and throw it out the window and welcome to SeneGence. That's my phrase that I've said, because you always think, you know, oh, I can't wear a tinted moisturizer. That's only for 12-year-olds. Not with us. You know, I can't do shimmer. So when I say Mocha Java Shimmer, do not think, this is what it looks like. Do not think that that is glitter. Shimmer in other traditional lines are for 12-year-olds. I agree, they're glitter. That is not the way it is with our ShadowSense, okay? So the first product I'm gonna be using, and this is one of these awesome brushes, and the key, this is the Morph set. There's awesome, amazing brush sets. The key too with SeneGence, all of our products are cream to powder, which traditional makeup is all powder, so that's why a lot of their brushes are so expensive, because they're using real haired brushes. Meaning that's why a bronzing brush at Bobbi Brown is $50, because they're using like real squirrel hair, okay? Because you're using powder. If you use a cream, a synthetic brush with powder, it's fine, but if you use a real haired brush with cream product, you'll ruin the brush, because it's not supposed to get that particular product in it. So synthetic brushes are cheaper, but they work great, and so that's how you're supposed to use cream to powder, okay? So first thing is first, we're gonna start with the Mocha Java Shimmer. My big tip that I've always taught, and any of my girls that are on here right now know, and they'll probably even put it in the comments. What do I always say, girls? Say, you work the product into the brush. Do you see how? And you don't have to use your hands. I'm just an artist, so I always use my hands. They have something like a ring palette that you can use, or you can just take the actual ShadowSense and then go off the brush. Let me show you. Like, you can do it just like this if you'd like, okay? But I like to use brushes if you want the most perfect flawless application. It doesn't take that much longer. But the key is to work the product into the brush, so you're not just dabbing into the product and taking it right to your face, okay? Because if that is, then you're going, oh, I have too much product and I'm having to rub it all around, okay? All right. Now, this is just gonna be the first, just natural, everyday Mocha Java Shimmer on the lid. See how pretty? And when I said shimmer, it's not a shimmer. It just gives, if you think with SeneGence, it's an illumination. It's not a shimmer. A good brush set. We are giving away this awesome Morph brush set, if you can look in the prizes. But there's also some other amazing ones that I can recommend. I can put links in the comments off Amazon. And they're very inexpensive, but awesome to come with cases or sets, etc. So this is just the Mocha Java Shimmer. Look how pretty that is just by itself on the lid. Can y'all see that? Let me know if y'all can see that. Okay. So there's that. I mean, y'all could literally just put some tinted moisturizer on, natural loose powder, bronze dust, even, you know, just a gloss, and run out the door just with that, okay? Mocha Java Shimmer looks beautiful on everyone. If you do not have this color, it is a must. Mocha Java Shimmer looks flawless and gorgeous on everybody, and this is what it looks like, sorry, on my hand. See it? Okay, so then the next step is brow bone. I love a sandstone pearl shimmer on my brow bone. And like I said, shimmer is not glitter. Don't be scared. It's okay. I like to have a little bit of a sparkle up top, especially if I'm going to do something in my crease as a contour, which I'm going to teach you guys about. Okay, let me get one of these brushes up here. All right. So then again, you just work the product into the brush. It's just like if you were imagined to paint your wall. Would you just go right in and dip and go? Or painting on a canvas, artists don't dip right into the palette and go straight to the canvas. You work the product into the brush, so then you create more of a flawless coverage, especially when we use more pigmented products like the garnet that I'm going to talk about, and when you're doing smoking. Because if you go into a darker product and you go straight on your face, then it's going to be too much product wherever you start, and then you're going to have to erase and work all around it. Instead of working the product into the brush, it creates more of a flawless application. Because makeup artistry is, you want to create a three-dimensional look. Makeup is 3D. We do not have contour here naturally, here, down the ridge of our nose, down here. We create a 3D look, so you want to work the product into your brush, okay? All right. You can get away with wearing one color, Jamie, if you want. If you were, I would start out with the Mocha Java Shimmer. Personal opinion, but I like, you know, we always talk about trios, like you can start ShadowSense with a trio, meaning you do your brow bone, highlight, and you see what I'm doing here? I'm going to show you, just, you don't even have to use your hands. You can go down on the bottom of the brush, right in here. There's so much product. You guys, ShadowSense is so highly pigmented that the tiniest little bit goes a long way. All of this will last you such a long time. And also, I don't know, like I said, you come from traditional makeup, you know, you get the palettes and everything. If you drop that on your bathroom floor, where is that? That is all on your grout and everything, and it's a nightmare. And it's also all in your makeup bag. This, you can drop it on the floor, it's not going to shatter, and it's also so much more easy to travel with, okay? And they're so versatile. ShadowSense is not just for your shadows. Shadows can be in your brows. Like today, I have, or every day, I always wear Garnet ShadowSense in my brows. ShadowSense is not just for your eyes. It can be concealer, it can be blush, it can be eyeliner, it can be so many things. So it's so versatile. And no, you can, everybody can do a smoky eye, I promise. You don't have to go the straight onyx, you know, straight black smoky eye. That's, I can teach anybody how to do a smoky eye. Don't worry. And Mocha Java is an amazing one for brows, for lighter, more blondes, more fair skin. Some people mix Mocha Java and Garnet. Some people use our brow scents, Auburn, all kinds of things. Oh, and I'm sorry, Jennifer, that happened to you. Broke all over your white floor. See, you need ShadowSense. You don't have to worry about the powder dropping everywhere. I'm serious. So, okay, so this is just a natural everyday look. It's just the Mocha Java Shimmer and the Sandstone Pearl Shimmers on the brows. You could just put on some mascara and you'd be good to go, okay? So if you want to step it up just a little bit, okay? I promise I can teach you. Okay, my favorite color ever is Garnet. I love Garnet. It's our ShadowSense. It's what I have in my brows. But yes, it's one of the darker colors, but it looks so beautiful on everyone. But the key is, do not take a ton of product, because our product, our ShadowSense is so highly pigmented. Like I said, the tiniest bit goes the longest way. So what you do is you take a brush. I like one of these. It's called like a ponytail fluffy brush. And the big thing too, when you're doing the swooshing, I don't know if you noticed, when I did the Mocha Java Shimmer, can y'all see this? You do a flat and a compact, more tightly woven brush when you're doing more concentrated areas like just the lid or just the brows. Now, when you want to do more highly pigmented colors, you're going to do a more loosely woven brush. See how I can move it and bend it more than I could if I did this. It would be too hard and to go back and forth. So that's more loosely woven. That's when you want to use in your crease for darker colors. What lip color? I am wearing my favorite combo ever. If I could ever win the Make It Mine and make my own lip color, it would be Praline Rose and Goddess. It's a mix and I love it and it's my favorite, and I top with Orchid Gloss. It's my favorite color. Yeah, so it's Goddess and Praline Rose with Orchid. That's my lip color. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, I'm taking that fluffy brush, like I talked about, right here. And y'all, if I don't see your questions or whatever, I will go back into the comments and answer. Okay, how do I clean my brushes? We have an amazing brush cleaner with Senegence, and it's this big huge tube for $20, and it's so clean, and the tiniest little bit goes the longest way. That's how I clean my brushes. Okay, so see how I'm going like back and forth like this with the brush? I could also do on my hand and then work that product in that way, but I'm just going. And then it's always best to start with a little bit and then go back and add more instead of starting with too much and then want to take away. Does it make sense? Okay, so I'm just gonna work a little bit more. All right, so now I'm gonna start on the outside over here and go down along the lash line and then start doing little tiny circles and go back and forth and go down. And do you see how that just created depth in my eye versus just, I mean, this is beautiful. It's beautiful, natural, just this on the lid and this on the crease, but this creates so much more depth in my eyes. Isn't Garnet just amazing? Garnet is just awesome. And I'm telling you, I just did this. We had a get together yesterday morning. I did one. She had one girl was one lady had dark hair and she was my complexion. Another one was blonde and a lighter complexion, and I did the same colors on them, and they both love it. So look at that. Isn't that awesome? And I used a tiny, tiny bit of product, but it's how you work the product into the brush. I mean, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And I still have that Mocha Java shimmer here, and then the Sandstone Pearl shimmer there, right? So it's a three-dimensional. You want to create, like I said, that 3D look. All right, so I'm going to go and do the other eyes. It really does make the eyes pop, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to go back and forth. And it's this nice little fluffy brush. Work the product in. And then you're going to start along the lash line, right? And then you're going to go into the crease. And start swooshing back and forth. Thank you, Lisa. Well, the trick is working that product into the brush before you start, because if you just try to go straight into it and work it, you're causing so much more work for yourself. So take the time to work the product into the brush before you apply it. And honestly, Garnet is just the best color to smoke, but still look natural. You know what I mean? Doesn't that look beautiful? Okay, so this was somebody's like everyday natural smoky eye. This is personally how I wear my makeup during the day. I like to step it up just a tiny bit. So I'm going to show you how to step it up just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to go into like an even fuller smoky. If you guys would like to know how to make it smoky, because I saw you guys post y'all's like dream eye looks earlier today. And a lot of y'all were asking for like some super smoky eyes. Okay, so... All right. Yep. Thank you. Yes, it's working the product into the brush. It's it. It's so easy. And then using good brushes, but don't have to using quality brushes, but they don't have to be expensive brushes. And I will post links to that as well. And you also can win this awesome brush set by commenting and liking on this video. Okay. So what I'm going to do to step it up just a little bit is Onyx. This ShadowSense I've had since I started with SeneGence for my personal use, and it will last me, I feel like, a lifetime because I only use a teeny tiny amount. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is take, can y'all see this? Oh, here it is. See, an angled brush, okay? The brushes I'm using are Morph, and you can win them, but I also have a couple sets that you can get off Amazon. I was talking earlier, you need to have quality brushes, but need to be synthetic because our products are cream to powder, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm going to take just a tiny bit, and what am I doing, ladies? Am I working the product into the brush? Okay, so I'm gonna work this black onyx that people will be terrified about into my angled brush, okay? And then I'm going to look closely here, press into my lash line, press and wiggle, 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 press and wiggle. And then now I have a nice line along my lash line that helps create the look of thicker, fuller eyelashes. Because the darkest color you should ever apply to your face, to your eyes, is along your lash line. Also, girls, if you're not doing your brows, time to get on the brow train. Don't be scared, just jump in, all in, because the brows are the frame to the face, frames to the eyes, and the eyes are the picture. So imagine if you had a picture sitting out and it was this beautiful picture, like your wedding picture, but you don't have a frame. You have to frame your eyes, and those are your brows. So go ahead and jump in on that. So this is the Onyx, this is a ShadowSense. This is Onyx ShadowSense that I'm applying, that I rubbed in to this angled eye brush, and then it created the look of thicker, fuller eyelashes. And it's not a thick line. Now, if you wanted to do that, you would be fine with that. And the thing is, if you don't have brows, you can create brows with our ShadowSense because they're not coming off until you want it to come off, okay? All right. So, and then also, ladies, don't be intimidated by trying this, because you don't, just like with anything in life, if you don't practice and you don't try, you're not going to get good at it. So just sit at home sometime, rewatch this video, and try it, and work with people that are available to you to help you. Because I promise, if you actually try and practice, you will be able to do this. This is not hard. It's just takes a little bit of time, takes the right brushes, and the key is that you have the right products. Because if you don't, it was so long it was so much harder, to teach a lot of my clients and people how to do a smoky eye with powder, because your powder, it would be all down here and everywhere, and it was so much harder to work. You had to do a primer, you had to do this, you had to do so much more products. This is so much more easier, okay? Yay, you just started drawing brows. That's so awesome. Well, you guys are going to be so much better at brows and smoky eye, I promise you, okay? You just have to practice. Have good brushes, and you already have the right products, okay? So I'm just going to do the other eye real quick. And I'm not drawing a line either, girls. I am pressing into the lash line of my eye. And you can take it in as far as you want. And there you go. And it's not a big line. It just makes it, because the darkest color should always go along the lash line, because that's what creates the optical illusion of thicker, fuller lashes. And you don't need, you do not need primer with ShadowSense. ShadowSense is one step. It's absolutely amazing. Now, if you wanted to do like a darker line or whatever, you could make that even more. But that onyx just makes you look like you have thicker, fuller eyelashes, and you just do it along the lash line. Isn't that great? Okay, so what I normally would do is I would just, like right now, I also want to get close because you can see I have some dark circles, but all I have on right now under my eyes is our eye illuminator. It's one of our skincare products. It's absolutely amazing because it gives lift and light underneath the eyes without having anything on yet. So I just put that on. We don't need a primer with ShadowSense, Libby. It's amazing. So this is our eye illuminator, but I wanted to show you how awesome our Candlelight ShadowSense is to use as concealer. I'm going to do that in a little bit, but before I do that, because I always like to do concealer at the very end. It's something I've always done, I guess because it came from traditional makeup and you didn't want any flake off to come down. And I also think concealing is how you finish the face before mascara and before you smoke down under here. But I'm going to do the candlelight here so you guys can see what it would look like just with this, and then I will step it up a little bit more to make it a little bit more smoky, okay? So just the one-on-one class, sweetie, it's just Mocha Java Shimmer on the lids and Sandstone Pearl on the eyes. It is so simple. You can even do it with your fingers if you want to. I just think personally, I think it's easier to use brushes because our ShadowSense stay, and then you just have to wash your hands and get foops to try to get it all off, and I just personally like to use the brushes. Okay, so I'm gonna do candlelight. I just said why, Dana, is because I've always done concealer after, because before in traditional makeup, the pigment would always fall down, and I always like to finish the eye with concealer because it creates a more finished look. But sometimes you might have a pigment of the ShadowSense go underneath here, or you might mess up underneath, and it just, instead of having to erase your concealer off and start over, I just save it for the end. It's one of my favorite things. And if you make a mistake on your eyes, we have something amazing. It's our Foops Remover. It's how you take off your face and your eye makeup, and then you can just get a little teeny tiny Q-tip, dip it in the top, and then dab it, and then you're good. You are good to go. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the candlelight and see the difference between each eye. You're so welcome, Jenny. Okay, so when you're applying your own personal concealer, you can go around here, and a little bit goes a long way. The same thing up here, why it's so important to work your products into the brush, because you're using so much less. If you were to wipe the product on, you'd be wasting it because a tiny bit goes the longest way, okay? So now I'm gonna show you the candlelight underneath before I smoke it up even more, okay? So I have, like I said, eye illuminator. Look at that, that's all I have. I have no concealer on, I just have eye illuminator on. If you do not have eye illuminator, it is our pearlizer, which is like your JLo Glow mixed with our eye cream. It is absolutely amazing. I cannot live without it, because you're getting the benefits of anti-aging eye cream, but then you're also getting that illumination. So I go along the lash line and kind of an upside down triangle, okay? Absolutely, Dana, I would use the same colors on blonde. I just did 2 makeovers yesterday, one with colored, best thing ever, original beauty blender. This is the best way to apply your foundation, tinted moisturizer, and move in with your concealer. But it's the original, not the knockoffs. The original beauty blender you can get at Sephora or Amazon. They're $20. They come in black or pink or other different colors. But it creates, and that's a damp. This is somewhat damp. I just held it underneath the faucet before I started this. And see how I'm not dragging or pulling my skin, I'm bouncing it. That's the same way that you will be able to apply your foundation. Okay, now look at that. I want y'all to see the difference. Look at that eye. So much more lift, higher. My face looks lifted just from that concealer. Is that not amazing? And one thing too, I've loved concealer, but before I would always like midday have to reapply my concealer because it would be gone. I hold the beauty blender underneath the water, let it expand, squeeze it out, let it expand, squeeze it out, squeeze it out, squeeze it out. And then I take it into a washcloth and roll it around, because the more damp your beauty blender is, the more sheer coverage you're gonna get on your face. And then the less damp, the more pigmented color you're gonna have. I like it to be wet, but not soaking wet, if that makes sense. And there's no water, like meaning if I squeeze it, no water is coming out. And I clean my beauty blender every time with the beauty blender, the little soap that you can buy from Beauty Blender. I do that every day when I use mine because I wash this every morning. But when I go to clean my brushes, I use our brush cleaner that's absolutely amazing. And then I soak this with our actual brush cleaner to do a deep clean when I do my brushes. Okay? All right, so I'm just gonna do the other eye real quick. Upside down triangle. Candlelight is what I'm using. It's a ShadowSense, but I'm using it as concealer because our ShadowSense are so versatile. They can be used in your brows, as blush, as eyeliner, like you saw me use it, Onyx ShadowSense as liner. They can be used in so many ways. I love Candlelight. And I love concealer. Everybody says, what is their number one thing they can't live without? I have to have concealer. Because we're all busy moms, or, you know, even if you're not a mom, everybody's running around having a life and they have stuff to do. And they need some under eye concealer, don't they? Here, let me turn that light down. That helps a little bit. Isn't that neat? Okay, so after we did that, I'm just going to show you how to step it up a little bit, smoke it naturally underneath the eye, and then we'll be done. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to use the same garnet that I used to smoke this out a little bit. I'm going to take that and smoke it naturally underneath the eye. Okay? All right, let me get one of my smoky brushes. Here we go. And then, what's the tip? What are we supposed to do? Work the product into the brush. So I'm going to use a different one. Work that product into the brush, like so. And if you feel like you might have much or you need to test it out, you can always test it on a tissue or your hand or whatever. Okay? So then, you just wait, Jamie. It's about using our ShadowSense, and she said she can't use it without looking like a raccoon. That's my number one thing. How do you do a smoky eye without looking like a clown or like a raccoon? So that's why I'm teaching you this. So I use the Onyx here, right? But I'm going to use the Garnet, which is the more brown one underneath, because what I say, the darkest color that you should ever apply to your eyes should always be along the lash line. You should never, unless you want to do like a New Year's Eve and a special thing and you can do the black underneath, but for a normal, natural, smoky eye, I like to use the Garnet underneath. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to go in and I've worked that product into the brush, and I'm just going to go along the lash line. And the reason why I'm doing this and the instructions and the little tiny brush strokes that I'm doing is because the whole purpose is you're trying to create and mimic the look of thicker, fuller eyelashes underneath your eye. Now look at the difference between this eye and this eye from when I stand back. It makes my eyes open, it makes my eyes pop. If you have all that time you spend up here but you don't finish down here, it's like, you know, not putting a cherry on top of ice cream or something. Okay. So now I'm going to do that again. And y'all, there's not much product. Can y'all see? There's not that much product where I'm actually rubbing it. So the tiniest little bit goes the longest way. Okay, so I'm working that product into the brush, right? And I'm also using more of a tightly woven brush, but not too tight where it's too hard to use. But if not that as loosely woven as it up here, because we want it to be more in the crease to be more easy to blend. This, we want it a little bit more pigmented and concentrated. Okay. All right, so what am I doing? Am I going like this? No, I'm going 1, 2, 3. You can even do this if it makes you feel better. All right, so you're mimicking the look of tiny, thicker, fuller hairs. See? And then you know what? I always stop like right here if we're doing a natural smoky eye. If I want to go full smoke, you can bring it in, you know, but I didn't want to go full on just right yet. And so this would be a beautiful, naturally glamorous smoky eye And then all you need to apply is our amazing ShadowSense mascara. Also for our eyeliner, if you do not want to use the dark black Onyx, we have awesome actual iSense iSense. That one is in gilded. It's like this gorgeous bronze gold. And then Starry Sky is another one, and it comes with this awesome brush. Do I do what? I do everything. Yeah, I have not done mascara yet. Okay, so this is gilded. It's this gorgeous bronze. Probably Mocha Java, Jamie. I'd have to see your picture, but probably Mocha Java for your brows. And then here's the Starry Night. It's gorgeous. So you have to just get with your distributor and figure out which one is right for you. Sometimes I do that black onyx, and then I'll take the gilded, which is like a bronze gold and has like a little bit of glitter in it, and I lay it on top. Here, I'll just go ahead and show you what it'll look like. So I already have that onyx and on, so I'm just going to take this and lay it right on top. It's hard to see, but can you see how that gave it a little bit of that like bronzy gold look? Okay, here we go. Yes, I talked about eyebrows. I said that we could use ShadowSense in eyebrows as well as on our eyes. So on my eyebrows, I have garnet. More fair skin blondes can do Mocha Java. I love that. Yeah, this is an actual liner. It's called iSense, and it's gilded. So I did the Onyx ShadowSense, but you see how I did, like, makes it look a little bronzy. Can y'all tell? It's beautiful. So you still have the depth of the Onyx, and then the bronze, the gilded is just gorgeous. I love it. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you just one last step, how to make your eyes, if you really wanted to do it up even more, how to smoke it. So I'm going to use that garnet color. I'm not going with the black, but I'm going to use that same brush that I went along here, and I'm going to take it along inside the top in here and show you how to make it just a little bit more smoky, and then we'll be good to go. Okay? What am I doing? Working the product into the brush, right? You always do that first. You don't just dab here and then run. Hey, Allison. Okay. I'm working that product into the brush. We've already had our Mocha Java Shimmer on the eyes. We have Sandstone Pearl up here in the brow bone. We have Garnet Smoked here and along the lash line. I have Onyx ShadowSense, and then I just topped it with that gilded. We have Garnet down here, and then I'm just gonna take a little bit more Garnet, and let's just go have some fun. Taking the Garnet, swooshing back up into the crease. Garnet is everything. So I just made it a little bit more smoky, and I'm taking it down a little bit more further in, down in here, right? And one thing about these ShadowSense girls is this right here, that normally if you would do this with powder or an eyeliner, y'all would be a hot mess express if you walked outside in South Carolina right now. It's 105 degrees. It would be down here. Once this sets in about 2 to 3 minutes, it is not going anywhere. Okay, and I got a little bit down under here, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of my Q-tip. Q-tips are your best friend before it sets. I'm glad that happened so y'all can see how I work fast. I work in there and I just get it out. See how now I made that one just a little bit more smoky? See, this is a naturally glamorous eye. And then now look how it just transitions. Now I do the thicker part of the down here is outside, and then I see how I gradually go less on the inside. Yes, if I would do this with just regular powder or regular liner, I would be a hot mess express. That's where you end up looking like raccoons. The ShadowSense is amazing because it's not going anywhere. And I have a YouTube channel if y'all want to check it out. It's Naturally Glamorous Artistry. I have a video of me going underwater with a full face of makeup on, and I come back out and it's all still there. It's pretty amazing. Okay. Now I'm gonna do the other eye. No, the shape doesn't naturally matter. It just depends on your eye shape. One tip thing about the shape is if your eyes are a little bit further out, the darker color, like I did the darker color here, if your eyes are further out from your face, your darker color should be in here to create the optical illusion to go inside. That makes sense, to make them look more closer together. If your eyes are too far apart, too close together, then you would do the opposite. Okay, now I'm going to start here, go back up, go on the side, go up and down in the crease, over and around, and then back in. And then take it down in here. Okay, so I'm thicker here, right? And then I'm going in, I'm being a little soft right here. I'm gonna take it back up. Okay, see? Now we have a little bit more sexy, little date night, little girls' night out, more of a night smoky eye, and then I'll just take the fluffy brush that I originally did the garnet, because it's more of like a swooshing. That's why I love this brush, because it makes it more blendable. Okay, so take this, go in here. And then sometimes, because I didn't apply that much sandstone pearl on my brow bone because I was doing that natural look in the beginning. Yes, I do the rest of my face in the beginning. Angie, I do the face first, skincare, face, eyes, concealer, mascara, lips. Skincare, face, brows, eyes, concealers, mascara, lips. Okay, so I'm gonna do just a tiny bit more, almost done, on my brow bone. Because I used a little bit more pigment in my crease, yeah, throw out everything you ever learned before and welcome to Synogens, all right? Because it's not like, don't think of what I'm doing right now as using what you've used in the past, because it's totally different. This is all with ShadowSense. See, I'm creating a little bit more highlight. Yes, I showed it all out from the beginning, start to finish, so you'll have to watch it on the replay. Christina. Oh wait, no, Angie, sorry. I'm trying to look at comments and read this at the same time. Okay, so isn't that fun? And then we'll just do some mascara. I'm using our ShadowSense mascara. I'm gonna start down here. Do a tiny bit down here. How long does everything take me to do my whole face? I can do my whole entire face in probably 15, 20 minutes max if I do a whole face like this. Maybe, but like a everyday look, less than 5-10 minutes. It's so, and you know, thank you so much that you say that. It's because I like to use the right products. I use that beauty blender to apply my foundation. I bounce it in, it creates that airbrush look. I set it with our natural loose powder. I have our bronze dust right here. I have silver rose dust here. If you can tell, on the tip of my nose and the tip of above my lips and down here and right here is our pearlizer that helps create that J-Lo glow. No, I don't use a setting spray at the end because all of our products literally are the setting spray. They do not go anywhere. You don't have to have a setting spray or anything. It's really amazing. We do have something that's called our hydrating facial mist. Due to our patented technology, we're able to spray that if your skin feels dehydrated during the day. Or also, see what I'm doing with my mascara, girls? I'm going into the roots of the eyelashes, press and wiggle, and pulling out. Into the roots of the eyelashes and pulling out. Into the roots of the eyelashes. Oh, look, I made a mistake. I'm so happy I did that. What do you do? Take it out real quick. And then just blend it back in. Oh, my lip color, my favorite. Look at that. All gone. Is Goddess and Praline Rose. It's my favorite combo. If I could make my own lip scents, that would be it. So I'm taking the brush, press and wiggle, pull out. Press and wiggle, pull out. Press and wiggle, pull out. And I do about one coat on the bottom. Don't forget about your bottom lashes, ladies. And then I'll wait for the top to dry and I might do another coat or two on the top. Okay, So I hope you guys enjoyed this and learned a lot. I'm telling you, don't be afraid of a smoky eye. It's awesome. It's just about how you work the product into the brush, and it's really about our products. It's about ShadowSense. It's truly amazing. So if y'all have, do I do my waterline? I do not do my waterline. I do take that onyx into the roots of the eyelash. See right there? I know that looks weird. See how the roots of my eyelashes look thicker and fuller? Because I put that onyx and I pressed and wiggled it into the roots. Okay, but I do not do anything in my waterline. But if you wanted to make this even smokier, I could do onyx or garnet down in, and I can bring it down smoky on the inside in there. There's all kinds of things you can do with it. Just play, have fun. You know, don't be scared. Jump in. If y'all have any questions,